Cain and Abel. Genesis chapter 4, verses 1 through 16. After Adam and Eve were driven from Eden, life went on outside the garden. They came together, and Eve gave birth to a son. She named him Cain, saying, "With the help of the Lord I have brought forth a man." Then came another son, Abel. Cain grew up to work the soil. Abel became a keeper of sheep. The two brothers brought offerings to the Lord. Cain brought some of the fruits of the soil, something he had grown with his own hands and sweat. Abel brought fat portions from the firstborn of his flock, the best, the choicest, the most valuable. The Lord looked with favor on Abel and on his offering, but on Cain and his offering he did not look with favor. Here the heart of the story beats. Cain felt the sting of that rejection. His face fell. Anger grew inside him like a weed taking root. God, seeing this, spoke directly to Cain. "Why are you angry? Why has your face fallen? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it." God didn't ignore Cain's pain. He offered a way forward. Choose what is right. Master the urge that is lying in wait like a beast ready to pounce. But Cain did not listen. Instead of looking inward and adjusting his heart, he invited Abel to the field. There, in the quiet of the land he himself worked, Cain rose up against his brother and killed him. Abel's blood fell to the ground and cried out to God from the soil. The Lord called to Cain, "Where is your brother Abel?" Cain answered with a question that echoes through time, "I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?" God said, "What have you done? Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are under a curse and driven from the ground, which opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you work the ground, it will no longer yield its crops for you. You will be a restless wanderer on the earth." Cain cried out, "My punishment is more than I can bear. Today you are driving me from the land, and I will be hidden from your presence. I will be a restless wanderer on the earth, and whoever finds me will kill me." But even in judgment, God showed mercy. He put a mark on Cain so that no one who found him would kill him. Cain went out from the Lord's presence and lived in the land of Nod, east of Eden. This story confronts us with a simple yet painful truth. Sin doesn't stop at the first act of disobedience. It can grow, feeding on envy, anger, and pride, leading to acts that destroy lives. Cain had the chance to choose differently. God himself warned him that sin was crouching at the door, but he could master it. He chose to leave the door open.
What does Abel represent? An offering from the heart, the firstborn, the best, given with gratitude and trust. What does Cain represent? An offering made, perhaps out of duty or comparison, without a heart fully aligned. The difference wasn't just in what was offered, but in how it was offered, with joy or with resentment. When envy enters, it doesn't stay quiet. It compares, grumbles, distorts. Cain couldn't see his brother's blessing as a gift. He saw it as a threat. And instead of talking to God or to Abel, he stored the poison until it exploded in violence. Cain's question, "Am I my brother's keeper?" reveals what sin does. It makes us forget we are responsible for one another. We are called to care, protect, love. When we fail at that, blood cries out, not for revenge, but for justice and restoration. God doesn't abandon Cain in his guilt. He marks him for protection, showing that even the worst mistake doesn't erase the value of the life he created. But Cain carries the consequences. The land he loved now rejects him, and he lives as a wanderer. Pause for a moment. Think of times when comparison stole your peace, when anger was nursed instead of confronted, when you thought, Why does he have it and I don't? Hear God's warning. Sin is crouching at the door, but you can rule over it. The story of Cain and Abel reminds us that every choice matters. The offering of the heart, the response to envy, the care for the other. Abel's blood cries for justice, but God's love still seeks to restore anyone who turns back. Envy can kill relationships, but choosing what is right can bring life. You are not defined by your worst moment. God still calls, still protects, still offers a way back.
If this story spoke to your heart, don't stop here. Subscribe to the channel and follow every chapter of the Bible told as powerful, easy-to-understand stories. Leave a like, share with someone who needs to hear this message, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episodes. See you in the next chapter.